In congressional hearings, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs has repeatedly defended the department against accusations of being too woke, an issue he says is exaggerated.
We're about fighting and winning on battlefields, and we're all about readiness. We're all about readiness now and readiness in the future and modernization. I think the accusations of woke are grossly over-exaggerated.
The US Navy using a drag queen influencer who calls himself Harpy Daniels as a digital ambassador to try to boost recruitment. Let's just have a look at his work.
And it is important that we train and we understand, and I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. I've read Mao Zedong, I've read Karl Marx, I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist.
I received the COVID-19 vaccine.
Admiral Rachel Levine is busy leading our country's response to COVID-19 and other health issues as Assistant Secretary of Health. Before that, she was a longtime pediatrician and leader of Pennsylvania's health department. Admiral Levine has attracted global attention, not just because she's dedicated so much of her time to helping others heal, but because of her history-making moves.
I was confirmed twice more.
She's the nation's highest-ranking openly transgender official ever confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 48. The nomination is confirmed.
And the first openly transgender four-star officer.
I am proud to follow in my father's footsteps and two of my uncle's footsteps in serving this great nation.
Aside from her role protecting the public's health, Admiral Levine says she has another duty that's just as critical, protecting those who are transgender.
How much taxpayer money should go to fund drag queen story hours on military bases?
You know, drag queen story hours is not something that the department funds.
Well, wait a second. That's actually not what the record seems to suggest. You were going to fund one at Ramstein Air Force Base. That one got canceled, but that's DOD insignia. That's a drag queen story hour for children. Then also at Malmstrom Air Force Base outside of Great Falls, Montana, you had a drag queen story hour for kids. At the Joint Base Langley Eustis, you put on a drag queen story hour on a Saturday for the first ever kid-friendly diversity, equity, inclusion summer festival. And at Nellis Air Force Base, you had the Drag You Nellis on June 17th. Who funded these things, Mr. Secretary?
Listen, drag shows are not something that the Department of Defense supports or funds. So.
But wait, why are they happening on military bases? I just showed you the evidence. Why are they happening?
I will say again, this is not something that we support or fund.
Well, so you think hosting a drag queen story hour on a military base isn't supporting the drag queen story hour?
I stand by what I just said.
But you may stand by it, but it's belied by the evidence over and over again. I mean, are you aware of the piece? Biden's military, Air Force Base in Montana holds drag show, drag queen story hour for kids in the Western Journal. Are you aware of that?
Again, I will say what I said before.
You're saying what you're saying, but I guess it just doesn't comport with the facts. General Milley, this will be my last time to question you. You mentioned 2 years ago that you wanted to better understand white rage. And so my question is this. Did you read this book?
No, not at all.
It is What is White Privilege is the book, and it's actually written by a DOD official, a senior official in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and there are now hundreds of these books in dozens of schools, and I wonder if you guys connect this to your problems with recruiting.
I've never read it, never seen it. Frankly, I don't even think about that stuff. I think about
go ahead and put up the next slide.
About the readiness of the force.
Go ahead and put up the next slide, please. Okay, well, in the next slide, this is a tweet by one of your employees in charge of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it's patently racist. They say that she had to give Karen the business, that she talks about caudacity, presumably of Caucasian people. So I guess,
terrible.
Why does the...
look at it.
Well, why is that person
You're not
so
going to get an
low?
argument from me. That's terrible. It's wrong. She shouldn't be doing that, period.
Should she be fired?
That's a DOD employee, not U.S. military uniform.
Should they be fired, Secretary Austin?
Again, as you heard in your subcommittee here, this incident was investigated, and
they're still employed.